can't run, can't hide. The stars are humming, whispering my name, change is coming. I'm feeling that flame, blossom with the cosmos, let it flow. Intention set, now watch 'em grow. New moon, new vibe, new groove. Oh, step into healing, let the stars show.
Did you know that today on the equinox may well be one of the most powerful manifestation windows of the remainder of 2025? Lotus Dawn here with Blossom with the Stars, true to the actual stars, sidereal astrology. And we are standing at such a profound and pivotal energetic event. The equinox for thousands of years has been celebrated by our ancestors. It has been a time of coming together, of celebrating this life. It is a pivotal point of change in the yearly cycles and seasons. And the fact that we just had a hugely activating and powerful new moon solar eclipse yesterday amplifies the energetic of this powerful energy gateway. So tonight, I would like to share with you the fact that what they don't want us to know about what the actual season is that we're in. We've been led to believe that this is the start of autumn, but I'm going to share with you different information tonight. I would also like to share with you why this is the most powerful time for setting intentions that we're going to have for the remainder of 2025. And what is the energetic of this new moon solar eclipse, and how might it be affecting you, your life, and our world? So, to start things off, when I was a little girl, my mom knew the power of the equinox, and she would actually take me out of school those days on the equinoxes and the solstices, which are these powerful energy gateways of the seasons. Our ancestors knew this, and they actually built structures and temples that are still standing to this day, such as Stonehenge or Chichen Itza, or even in Greece, temples there, where the sun at these points of the equinox and the solstice literally line up with these structures. And you can Google it and look, and it's so beautiful to see these pictures. And so these are powerful gateways, but we've been led to believe that this is the beginning of autumn in the northern hemisphere and the beginning of spring in the southern. And tonight, I would like to share with you a huge breakthrough that I had many years ago, where I learned about something called the Celtic calendar, which of course is from the peoples of Northern Europe who lived in very close harmony and connection with the earth and the land. And in their calendar system, this is the autumn equinox or the spring equinox is not actually the beginning of spring or the beginning of autumn. So let me explain what it is. So in the Celtic calendar, this is actually the high point of autumn and the high point of spring if you're in the southern hemisphere. And so how they structure the seasons is very different. They actually structure the seasons so that, and actually I have a slide I can show you. They structured the seasons so that spring, or what they perceived to be the beginning of spring, was in February, right? So much earlier than we've been led to believe. And that actually summer begins in May, which is so much earlier than June, right? We've also been taught that this is autumn, but in the Celtic tradition, this is actually the high point of autumn. So let me just share screen with you for a moment here, and I'll share this slide. It shows you the Celtic calendar, which is super helpful. And so they began spring in February, and they call it Imbolc. IMBOLC, the 1st of February, they say spring begins. And then the 21st of March, which is typically known as spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere, was to them the high point of spring, right? So spring began back in February, or you could say autumn for the southern hemisphere. And so then May 1st, May Day, is the beginning of summer. And then the solstice, summer solstice, is the high point of summer, followed by the 1st of August. They call it, I never pronounce this right, Lugnasa, which they call the first harvest, which is the beginning of autumn, followed by Mabon, which is today, or was basically is today. The 21st or 22nd of September is the autumn equinox, which is the high point of autumn, followed by Samhain, which is the first day of winter, or the first day of summer for the southern hemisphere. The winter solstice then becomes the high point of winter, and the 1st of February becomes the first day of spring. And so they knew that we followed a different season, and they gathered together on these powerful turning points of the year, today being the autumn equinox. This is a picture from Stonehenge of the autumn equinox. They came together on these points. They built structures to celebrate these alignments because they commemorate something very powerful. They show us their moments when the sun is basically shifting gears. And we've all driven stick shift, right? And we shift gears from first to second. It's like you can feel the energy shift, right? So at the autumn equinox, the sun is shifting from the northern hemisphere. The sun was going towards, right, the north, and now it's shifting away. And so we're moving into winter, and the southern hemisphere is moving into summer, right? So it's a really big shift energetically. And at these points, when the sun shifts its direction, the energy comes to what we call a pause. And so that solar energy at the times of the solstices and the equinox is even more potent, powerful, and easy for us to tap into. In astrology, the sun is known as the soul. It's known as our shining. It's known as our purpose. And so when the sun slows down in its rotation for just a day or so and shifts its direction, we have much greater access to the energetic and the power of that solar light, which is absolutely incredible. Now, when you add in the fact that we just had a new moon solar eclipse, did you know that the cycles of the moon are actually mini manifestation cycles? So what does that mean? That means, and farmers have known this and planted their crops based on it, that the new moon is the most powerful time for setting the seed of your intention. And so every month at the new moon, we have this very powerful manifestation cycle, which is that at the new moon is the most powerful time to set the seeds of our intention and then water them and fertilize them and help them to grow until you come to the full moon, which is the full fruition of the manifestation of the intention that you set. And so this is happening every month, this cycle, which is so powerful to get in tune with. And in fact, members of secret societies have known that the new moon is the most powerful time to set your intentions, right? So wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now is a very powerful time to tune into and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want to create? What seed do I want to plant? Because when you add in the power of a solar eclipse, guess what happens? It's pretty friggin' magical. The power of that new moon intention setting, which is the most powerful time of the month, expands to the power of being able to be a 6-month intention setting window. And that is why it's always been said that Millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. And that's because when you know the cycles of the seasons and the rhythm of nature, which is knowing the eclipses and solstices, and you know the power of the astrological energy at the new moon versus the full moon, you can set your intentions with a lot more power and a lot more strength, right? And so when you add in a solar eclipse to an otherwise powerful new moon, the most powerful time of the monthly cycle to set intentions, it actually increases and expands your power of intention setting for 6 months. Why is that? Well, because the eclipses are destiny points. There are 4 per year. There are 2 groups of 2. Each group of 2 has a new moon solar eclipse and a full moon lunar eclipse. New moon solar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse, and they function as bookends, where the new moon solar eclipse starts a window of manifestation that will last for 6 months, come to fruition at the full moon lunar eclipse, and then from there, a new moon lunar eclipse will start another cycle for the next 6-month period, which will come to fruition at the following full moon lunar eclipse. For example, in March of 2025, March 29th, we had our very first new moon solar eclipse, which was the opening of a manifestation portal, a manifestation window for the next 6 months. It happened in the spring. We then had the completion of that manifestation cycle ending on September 7th at the full moon lunar eclipse. And then yesterday, which marked a completion, it marked an ending of everything we had started at the time of the new moon. That led into yesterday, the new moon solar eclipse, which is the beginning of a whole new 6-month cycle for manifestation and intention setting. And so knowing what sign this new moon solar eclipse is in, and knowing what area of our astrological chart this will be affecting, and an astrological chart, of course, is divided into 12 equal slices or 12 uneven slices, representing 12 areas of our life, from our personal identity to our ability to create wealth and money, to communication, home, family, fun, romance, partnership, marriage, sexuality, death, rebirth, the cosmic shaman energy, to higher learning and travel, to career, to the world stage of humanity, and to meditation and our inner work. And so knowing which area of our astrological chart, we got our circular chart behind us, divided into 12, which area of our chart this eclipse is in, will give you so much knowledge and information about how the next 6-month period will be affecting you personally. Is it going to land? Is the new moon, the sun, the moon, and Mercury, which came together in Virgo yesterday, going to be landing in your 10th house of career? That means the next 6 months is going to be all about career. Huge focus on career. Is it going to be in your 7th house of partnership? That means the next 6 months is going to be a huge focus on partnership. Is it going to be in the 6th house, the house of work and service? You might get a new job. You might spend more time volunteering. You might give more to others. You might do more exercise and diet care. Is it going to be landing in the 11th house of your gifts to humanity? Are you going to make new friends? Are you going to go on more trips and meet lots of new people? And so knowing what area of your astrological chart this eclipse energy is going to land in is going to give you so much more information about your focus. If this is the most powerful manifestation portal of the entire finishing up the year of 2025, what are the seeds and intentions you want to start today? Well, what area of your chart might be the most beneficial to focus on? And so for the next 48 hours, I will be offering a very special discounted rate to anyone who would like to have an eclipse reading with me one-on-one to find out which area of life this eclipse, which will be affecting our ability to manifest for the next 6 months, what area of life it will be landing in. And this is going to be such powerful, helpful information for you. And so that's why I'm going to create this discounted rate offer. Simply comment below or send me a direct message, and I can set up a reading for you because it's going to be so helpful for you for setting your intentions. And we're in the window of focus. And so you're probably asking me, okay, Lotus, well, what was the new moon solar eclipse? What signs was it in, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share screen with you, and we're going to look at first the sky. I want to show you the actual sky. I want to show you what is happening right now so we can tune into the energetic of the planets. And yesterday, in Michael Grady, my partner, and I's private wealth blocks clearing group, we actually were able to do a very focused clearing on one of the aspects I'm going to share with you. We actually cleared a planetary energy, and it was phenomenal. I don't know if I've ever experienced something that powerful. And so if you are interested in getting a one-on-one session with Michael and I, where we can look at your astrology chart and pinpoint where this eclipse energy will be affecting you personally, and then Michael can jump in there with his powerful ability to muscle test and get exact answers of what to focus on, we can clear the energy blocks for you around those issues. Because there are quite a few. If you're out there, you may be sensing this is a pretty intensive, powerful new moon activation, and there is a bit of stress in the collective because of it. So let me share with you what's happening. So here is stellarium. I love stellarium. I've said this many times because it shows us the actual sky and what's happening in it. And so right now we have a very powerful gathering of, let's see if I can, 1, 2, 3. So here's Virgo. You can see she's sort of right at the horizon line right now, her head kind of under the horizon. We have the sun, which is our shining, which is our purpose. We have Mercury, which is communication, and we have the moon, which is our emotions. And mainstream astrology, they're saying that today the sun went into Libra, but I just want to point out to you, here's Libra, the constellation of Libra, and the sun is not there. The sun will be in Virgo until about November. And so this is the astrology secrets they don't want you to know. And if you want to check me out, if I'm telling you the truth or not, just go to stellarium.org and you can see the actual pictures of the planets and what sign that they're in so you can get the accurate information. There's Virgo, the goddess, the divine earth mother goddess, and just her feet are showing. She's having a little nap, it looks like. And those of you who are interested in financial things might be curious to find out that the planet Venus, which is the billionaire planet, is being very deeply affected by what I'm about to share with you, because Venus is in Leo, the billionaire planet, and Leo is ruled by the sun. And so the sun just had this powerful conjunction with the moon and with Mercury. So emotion, purpose, and communication. Very, very powerful in Virgo. Virgo is the sign of clarity. It's the earth sign. It's very practical. It's very grounded, very down to earth. Virgo people are the givers of the zodiac. They are the nurses and the doctors, the veterinarians, the woodworkers, the herbalists, the healers. And they can heal with all different kinds of modalities, from herbs to plants. Maybe they work with animals. Maybe they work with their hands as a massage therapist or as an acupuncturist or as a physical therapist. But Virgo works with their body. They work with all of the elements of the earth, all the plants, the animals, the minerals, the land. They grow food. They are like the handmaidens of the earth. They are here to assist all of us to be happier, healthier, fed, clothed, sheltered. And so they are the builders, they are the crafters, they make clothing, they make tools, they make houses. They're here to make sure our physical body is optimal, that we have the shelter, the food, the healing, that that the Earth Mother would want us to have. And so having this new moon eclipse in the sign of Virgo is very, very potent, as it looks to me that the focus for the next 6 months is going to be very much related to the earth, related to our bodies, related to physicality, related to healing. And so I'll just share with you a little bit more about Virgo energy because it's so predominant in this next 6 month focus. Virgo, of course, is from September 15th through November 4th. Really huge constellational sign. She's about 49 days long, 47, 49. And she is the natural healer, herbologist, nutritionist, yoga teacher, physical therapist, and veterinarian. It's an earth sign. It's ruled by Kittis, the mother goddess of the harvest, the earth, and all the growing things on the land. And incidentally, at this new moon solar eclipse, Uranus, which is the planet of change and technology, is actually in a very harmonious, flowing relationship with Virgo. They're both in earth signs. So we can expect that over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of technological advancements and assistance that the earth can give to our daily lives, from how we treat our bodies. Perhaps we invest in technology that helps our bodies to be more healthy, or we spend more time out in nature grounding, and that's going to help us and assist us greatly over the next 6 months to connect to the earth, to connect to our own health and our own healing. Now, one of the challenging things about this eclipse was not only do we have this beautiful configuration of all these planets in Virgo, which is the earth goddess, which is beautiful energy, but at the eclipse time, we had a lot of opposition occurring between the sun and the moon and Mercury and these other planets. And so I'm just going to share the screen and show you the chart from the eclipse, or a little bit after I think this is right around the eclipse time yesterday. And so there was a huge focus here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things in Virgo, the earth goddess, including the sun and the moon, conjunct, and this is interesting, the south node of the moon. And ideally, the south node represents our karmic past. It represents what we're growing away from. And so it would have been a bit more, we might call it ideal. We might have wanted it to be this way, where it was instead conjunct the destiny point down here, which is, there's 2 points. One is the karmic past, and one is a destiny point all about our future. And so ideally, we have the destiny point with the new moon eclipse, but we didn't have that with this eclipse. And so what that tells us about this new beginning, yes, it is a new beginning. Yes, it is a solar eclipse. Yes, it is the new moon. Yes, it is the most powerful time to seed your intentions. There is this but, and that is this next 6 months is probably going to have quite a bit of karma catch up. Things related to health, things related to healing need to be addressed. They need to be taken care of, both individually and in the collective. And so we're going to be seeing huge truth reveals around health, around the body, around the physical self, around medicine, around hospitals, because Virgo represents medicine, it represents doctors, it represents healing. And so the fact that the South Node is conjunct those things tells me that over the next 6 months, we may have a lot of truth disclosure, a lot of revelations about our medical industry, about health, about healing, about the truth of what they've been sharing with us. The real truth may be revealed, and that's further strengthened by the fact that directly opposite the sun and moon, we have Saturn and Neptune, both of which are retrograde. Saturn is the government, it's authority, it's structure. And when Saturn, it's like the reality check of life. When Saturn is opposite the sun, it means there's some lessons here. It means there's some truth here that needs to be looked at. It's actually conjunct Neptune, and was conjunct Neptune at the time of the eclipse. Neptune can be the planet of deception, the planet of illusion. On the positive side, it's our connection to God. It's our connection to source. It's our connection to all that is, right? And so when Saturn, which is the government and authority, is conjunct Neptune, which is illusion, can be deception, can also be God and spirituality, And they're both opposite, they're in polarity to the sun and moon at the time of the new moon solar eclipse. It can mean, and it's conjunct the south node, which is the past, that the government, things in the government, things done by authority figures may be being brought to the light. Things done around medicine, things done around health, things done around healthcare. All of these things may be brought up to the light to be seen, to be learned about, and to be healed. And so the good news is that this is going to come to completion by March 3rd. And so if you're like, oh my God, Lotus, I'm really done with dealing with the old stuff, I don't blame you. I hear you. But it's going to come to completion over the next 6 months. And so, woohoo, get ready, because next year, and I'm going to have to share more about this, is going to be such a profoundly powerful year, because next year is going to be numerologically the year of one. And so what does that mean? Well, we just came from the year of nine. Nine in the numerological system, completion. It's the year of letting go. It's the year of release. It's the year of so much old stuff that we've been dealing with, that's been building up in the collective, it's been building up within us, is being brought to the surface to be fully cleared and fully let go of. It can be highly charged and highly emotional, as nines can relate to former trauma, past trauma, things we've gone through. And it's a year of kind of like wrapping up, wiping up, finishing, completing. And so next year, 2026, means that we're going into the year of one. One, numerologically, is the year of new beginnings. It's a year of individuality. It's the year of charging forwards. And so that stuff that you've been kind of like, why isn't it moving forward? I feel stuck. What's happening? It feels sloggy. Guess what? Next year, things are going to charge ahead, combined with the fact that next year is actually the year of the horse in Chinese astrology. And the horse is all about charging forwards. It's galloping forwards towards your destiny. And the first new moon solar eclipse happening February 17th of the new year, the sun and the moon are going to line up with the destiny point, not the past life point, not a karma point, which tells us that the first 6 months of 2026 are going to be fire and powerful and potent. And the sign that the destiny point is in is Aquarius, which is the sign of technology. It is the sign of the future. It is the sign of the new age. It is the sign of the collective vision for humanity. Raise your hand if you have this vision of us all coming together and working as a tribe, working as a family, working as a community to bring forth the highest and best for all people. So Aquarius is February 14th through March 9th in the True the Stars sidereal astrology system, which is based on the actual stars, not where they were 2,000 years ago. It is the sign of the inventor, the creative, scientific, innovative. Aquarius is the new age. It brings forth the vision for a brighter future for humanity. Its focus is to serve humanity, to uplift humanity, and it's ruled by Uranus and Jupiter. Uranus next year is in the sign of Taurus, which is the sign of nature, the sign of the earth. And so we can expect to see huge advances in tools that assist us to connect deeper to nature, to grounding. We're going to see huge advances in technology to help the body. We're going to see huge advances in how to grow food, how to grow crops, how to help feed and nourish the people. Taurus is also the billionaire sign related to wealth and abundance. And so having the planetary ruler of the destiny point of humanity being in the sign of money and wealth means that it's going to be a very abundant, very financially lucrative year, especially through things like uh, uh, I'm blanking here. I'll say Bitcoin, but that's just a part of it, right? Through AI, through the internet, through technology, through online investment. Next year may be the year. If you've been investing in this stuff and it's been up and down market, I think next year is going to be fire. It's going to be absolutely incredible for investing in online cryptocurrency. That's the word I was looking for, because it's the destiny point. If you're into astrology, if you're interested in learning astrology, I actually am an astrology trainer and I'm thinking about putting together a course. So leave a comment if you are interested in learning the astrology method that I teach, as next year is going to be an incredible year. People are going to be very interested in astrology because Aquarius rules astrology. It rules innovation, invention, creativity. So people who also are into healing, and my partner practices healing. He practices a type of healing that involves working with the electrical system of the body. And so people who do that kind of work, uh, as well as acupuncturists and others who work with the electrical system of the body, it's going to be an incredibly lucrative year because people's minds with the destiny point in Aquarius are going to be open to doing things differently, to doing things new. Now, of course, the South Node in Leo, some people may still be stuck in this ideology of one person above others. That's kind of the shadow side of Leo. But what Aquarius is asking us to do in the collective level is to step into a more collective energy that's here to help support and serve all of humanity. And so we're really going to see tremendous advances in humanitarian work, in inventions that support and uplift not only ourselves, but the group, the community, and the collective. And so I just wanted to get on here and share with you this powerful information as I find it incredibly exciting. And I also want to point out that if you're feeling some intense energy tonight, one of the things that we are going through on a collective level energetically is this, and this is going to play out for the next 6 months. So I have to give you a heads up here. And that's why doing energy clearing work is going to be very important because we're being asked to confront and face a very intense aspect. And we've been seeing it at play in the government, in our society quite a bit. And so I just want to share it with you. So here we have what is called Chiron, the wounded healer. And Chiron relates to our deepest wound. And so this is a chart for the collective, for humanity, for tonight. And Chiron is all about the greatest wounding. When it's in a water sign, it tends to be highly emotional. There tends to be a deep charge, feeling it deeply in the heart, right? Very emotional, sadness, grief, loss. When it's in the sign of Pisces, the loss or the grief will be probably most specifically around past lives related to God, related to our connection and relationship to God, related to religion, related to spirituality. And so, any lifetimes we may have had where we were forced to deny our religion, or we were killed for our religion, or just like we saw recently with Charlie Kirk, there was the silencing of him based possibly on his religion. And you guys, this just blew my mind. But on the day of his passing, it was just so hard to witness. I looked up his astrology chart to try and figure out what was going on. And I actually found something that was quite startling because opposite Chiron right now, we have the planet Mars. And Mars is on the positive side about leadership, it's about initiative, it's about taking action. But on the negative side or the shadow side of Mars is all about warfare and violence, can be aggression and anger. And it's currently directly opposite Chiron. So Chiron and Pisces, our spirituality, our connection to God, our spiritual self, directly opposite Mars in Virgo, the sign of the body. And Mars can be aggression and anger. And so I looked up Charlie Kirk's astrology chart to find out his birth date and find out, was there anything happening on the day he was killed, to try and understand, what was going on, at least from a logical perspective. And of course, doesn't make sense on any other sort of level. And I found that the day he was born, October 14th, uh, Mars Mars on the day he was killed was at 29 degrees of Virgo. And on the day he was born, the sun sign, was in 29 degrees of Virgo. And so his sun sign was literally exactly conjunct Mars, which is the planet of anger, aggression, can be wounding, can be pain, cause pain, opposite Chiron, the biggest wound. And it has been quite an activation for the whole planet. And I think that, God bless him and his family, that his death or loss was like a restimulation for a lot of us from any lifetimes where we might have been killed or hurt or we suffered loss or pain around our religion, and that led to physical pain or violence or loss of life. And talk about something that would cause pain or grief in the collective. And so Michael and I, because he's such a powerful energy healer, we've been doing work with our groups on this. And so if this resonates with you, if this brings things up to the surface, I highly recommend booking a session with one or both of us so that we can help you, or working on it on any way that you can. One is to just tune into your heart when something triggers you or something brings up intensity. For instance, if you're watching the news and you see things about what happened, or you see other things that are going on and you feel a trigger, very likely it is re-stimulating something from the past that's painful that you're being asked to heal. And so as a collective, we're being asked to heal this wounding around our spirituality, our connection to God, to religion, and having been hurt or injured the body from times where what we thought or believed was considered not right or not accepted. And so what this triggering is doing for the collective is actually an opportunity for us to heal on a very, very deep level the pains and the griefs and the wounds around being able to truly love and accept ourselves and to truly love and accept one another and to truly call in peace on earth. And so if we allow ourselves to confront what this aspect may be bringing up on us and to not blame the outer world as the problem, but instead turn the focus onto ourselves of what can we heal in our own being, then we each have the ability to begin to contribute our own offering of peace. And we are all one. And what we think and what we feel and what we do, it matters because we are all connected. We are all co-creating this earth. And so the invitation I give you is that to truly call in peace in our world, we must start from within. We must acknowledge what the world, what's happening in the world, what does it cause us to feel? Because what we can feel and acknowledge and take responsibility for, I am feeling this feeling, and not blame outer circumstances. Instead, acknowledge the outer circumstances as the trigger and the catalyst to help us to feel what's really there. What we can feel, we can truly heal. And so, knowing that these energies are quite intensive, I highly recommend doing energy work, whether it's with myself and Michael or with some other group or other healer, because the energy needs to come up and out of us. And so if you're interested, Michael and I lead a once a week clearing membership where we do energy work for the collective. We do energy work for the individuals who join us one-on-one. And it's very powerful. We did a call tonight, and I go into these calls and I sense and feel so much density because we're all embodying the collective density, right? And we all come together and the density is magnified, and then we clear it. And I get off these calls feeling so much lighter and brighter. Everyone on the call feels lighter and brighter. And we're able to go through life transmuting, transforming, and shifting the energy internally, individually, and also affecting the collective in this very beautiful and powerful way. So if you'd like to join us, leave a comment, send me a message. We'd love to have you join us. It's very affordable. It's $47 a month, and you get to get energy clearing work once a week. And we also put on free monthly calls. For instance, we put on a monthly call on Saturday where I went very, very deep on all the information I just shared with you, with a lot more detail of explaining about the Celtic calendar, the change of the seasons, the power of the new moon manifestation cycle, as well as the current energetic layout of this new moon. Michael did clearings on setting our intentions for the new moon energy. And so if you want to have access to that replay, it's up for a limited amount of time in the Energy Clearing Mastery group. It's a private group, but you can get access for free if you want to go check it out. And I just want to say, we are all such beautiful, divine beings of love and light. We are pure love and light. And with so much happening on the planet at this time of the new moon and the equinox, I just want to remind you all of how beautiful, how powerful, how divine and blessed each and every one of us are. And that despite how the world looks, the universe is always working in our favor. And to remind ourselves that everything is working out for our highest and best good. We're being triggered to clear. We're being triggered to clear the old density so that we can, as the energy moves forward again in 2026, be even bigger, be even better, be even brighter. And the extent to which we're able to confront this energy, to feel what's being brought up by the outside world, and to release our trigger to it, will be the amount that we can fly, expand, and step into our holy greatness in 2026. So, Lotus Dawn here, sending you so many blessings. Happy equinox, happy new moon time. May you remember to tune in to your intention, your wish, and what you want to create. And may you have an absolutely beautiful 6 months where all of your dreams come true. Biggest love. Aloha. And be sure to share any questions, comments, like, follow, and subscribe, because I love hearing your stories and I love connecting the tribe so that we can share this love and light journey together.
I'm feeling that flame, blossom with the cosmos, let it flow. Intention set, now watch them grow. New moon, new vibe, new groove. Oh, step into healing, let the stars show. New moon, new vibe, fresh start, go. We're dancing with the cosmos, feel the glow. Write your dreams, pen them in gold. Plant the seeds, let the story unfold. Shadows fall, but they clear the way for brighter nights and a brighter day. Blossom with the cosmos, let it flow. Intention set, now watch them grow. New moon, new vibe, new groove. Oh, step into healing, let the stars show. New moon, new vibe, fresh start, go. We're dancing with the cosmos, feel the glow. Write your dreams, pen them in gold. Ooh, plant the seeds, let the story unfold. Shadows fall, but they clear the way for brighter nights and a brighter day. Blossom with the cosmos, let it flow. Intention set, now watch them grow. New moon, new vibe, new groove. Oh, step into here.